on three. 1, 2, 3. Win!
The alley-oop!
Hello, Saints fans. Welcome to the Coaches Show. This is your show, in-depth analysis, St. Martin's men's and women's golf, alongside the head coach for the St. Martin Saints, Bahr. And, Coach, we take a look at the last 2 weeks for the men, and a lot of optimism can come from the past week in Arizona. What did you like out of your men this past weekend?
Yeah, we spent just under a week in Arizona on the west side, played in 2 events kind of in the Goodyear area, and I think it was just a great opportunity to get some more tournament play under our belt, get a couple more players some opportunities to tee it up and see what they can do. I think plenty of positive takeaways, still plenty of things that we're working on, but overall saw some consistency, still looking to improve, kind of limit the big numbers and kind of eliminate some more bogeys here and there if we can, but overall pretty positive. I think the second golf course we played, Verado, was extremely challenging, and we had some players that played quite well, and then some players that kind of, once they figured out some distance control issues, were able to get some lower rounds in there. So overall, pretty positive and kind of plenty of things to take away from and move forward into the back half of our season.
Now let's take a look at some of those positives, and it begins with the Sheep brothers.
Yeah, our Sheets boys. Davis is a freshman for us, Carter's little brother, and he played very, very well in the second tournament in Arizona. One thing we've been working on with him is to kind of start a little bit stronger. His tendency over this year has been in that round 1 to kind of post a little bit higher number, and then round 2 and round 3 kind of come back and bring himself back to the pack a little bit. And so we've been working to try and help him just start strong and stay strong, and I felt that, you know, if he could get one tournament round, that first tournament round under his belt, at a good number, good pace, he could finish the tournament pretty strong, and that's exactly what happened. So Sunday at Verado, he came out and just played so solid. I mean, I don't know if I've seen him swing the club that well all year long, and was really, really proud of him. And to finish it out is important too. And then he was in our number 1 spot headed into round 2, which was a brand new experience for him. So just kind of told him, go out. We're not going to do anything different. We're just going to be playing golf again. And he kind of owned that and leaned into it, and played really, really well. And so was impressed to see that from him. And then on the flip side, his older brother Carter, this is year 3 with him, and he has just been really solid all year long, honestly, but he's making plenty of pars. He had the second most amount of pars of any player in the first tournament, and that was just a 1-day 36-hole day. So seeing him being able to, you know, stay super consistent, I think, you know, his goal moving forward, keep the same amount of pars and then just make some more birdies, of course. But lots of positives from the Sheep brothers in Arizona, that's for sure.
A lot to like with the Sheets brothers.
Absolutely.
But looking ahead this upcoming week with the men in Arizona at Goodyear, what are you looking for out of your roster?
Yeah, absolutely. Headed to Palm Valley Golf Club, a course I've seen a number of times. I know it quite well, and at least one of our players has seen it before too, and really scoreable golf course. I think a little easier, for lack of a better word, than our previous 2, and a very, very competitive field. So I think the goal would be obviously more birdies, but it's just some more consistency across the board. Looking forward to seeing like what Rasmus can do. He was able to kind of get that distance control better handled towards the end of our last Arizona trip. So hopefully he can just step right into this next one and be ready to go. Gavin Klein has played really well. He'll be back in our lineup the Sheets brothers, of course. And then our fifth man is going to be rounded out by Henry Sanders. He hasn't played in a travel event with us this year, so he made the lineup for the first time. And really excited to have him with us. I think this course is going to suit his game really well. He might not be the farthest hitter on our roster, but gosh, he hits it darn straight. And I think that's going to play into his hand pretty well here with the ball rolling. And my hope is he can play well and see what we can do. You know, the goal moving forward to the back half of our season, I'm trying to find a fifth player. We've had kind of scattered scores across the board, especially this spring. And so every man on our roster is going to have tournament experience by the end of our regular season, and the goal is to try and find a really solid stock fifth player before we head to the GNAC Championships in Coeur d'Alene in April.
So you look for one of those fifth-place golfers to take that position. So what does it take in order to bring a golfer to be in the right mindset before a big tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. I give the guys and the women a lot of credit. They do a lot of prep work. Like practice this week has been really solid, kind of working emphasis on short game and just dialing in the swings, making sure they're pretty consistent. But then, you know, we go to our practice round and being really intentional and specific about how we're attacking a practice round. At Palm Valley on the men's side, there's going to be some tee shots that you kind of got to hit your line right on it. It can get a little tight, especially if you're taking driver. If you're taking less than driver, you have a little bit more room. But just kind of being intentional about those tee shots and making sure that we get plenty of work around the greens and into the approach shots as well.
And then as we take a look for Henry Sanders and playing in this tournament, what's going to be some of the keys for his success over this weekend?
Yeah, I think anytime, you know, you step into a lineup for the first time, at least in a travel event, obviously he played in the South Puget Sound Cup this past weekend, but new experience, getting to travel with the team. I hope he just kind of takes a deep breath, enjoys all of it, kind of takes it as it comes, kind of shake the stress and I have to play well off, because, you know, I think if he just kind of attacks it just like it's a good, solid round of golf, he'll be just fine.
We're rooting for you, Henry. A look at this past weekend, though, in the South Puget Sound Cup against PLU, and a win for the men. What a confidence booster that is, and what does it mean for the men with this win?
Yeah, absolutely. The South Puget Sound Cup has been a recurring dual match against PLU for a number of years now. It's been quite a while. It's changed formats throughout the years, but really glad we were able to get it back on the schedule. Unfortunately, I had to get rescheduled after that wonderful snow we got in February. So just we're grateful to get it back on our schedule. And I think the guys played pretty solid. I think Davis Sheets came out on top. He tied for medalist honors with an even par 72 with another PLU player, and again for him as a freshman, just to help boost that confidence, really good. His brother Carter came in second with a 1/73, and anytime you're shooting those scores at Indian Summer, it's a really good round of golf because it's a challenging test. So was proud of them and proud of the whole team to keep the cup at home. We've had it for the past couple of years, and that's our goal is to keep the cup at home. So I know it's only a one-day 18-hole event, but it does mean a lot to them, and keeping the cup at home is very important.
The cup is staying in Lacey. That's the same case, St. Martin's women, also with a victory over PLU this past weekend. And for you, Coach, what does it mean to win yet another South Puget Sound League Cup?
It's great. I think for the women, it was just another experience for all of our roster, to get out and get some tournament experience. They played at Canterwood Country Club in Gig Harbor. So it was a new track for them, and really grateful to the PLU coach, Al Patterson, for getting us out there. An awesome golf course for them to get to play. So I just told them, go have fun, new experience, new golf course, and just go out and enjoy the day with your teammates. And that's exactly what they did. Ashley Brulin got off to a heck of a start. She was 2 under par and just played really, really well. I think for her to help build that confidence into the back half of our season, really, really important. And before we hit the road to Arizona with the women this week too. And then Kelsey continues to shine with the
else is new?
With a 75 and medalist honors. She's been so consistent. I know she's still looking to dial in that putter a little bit more, but on a new golf course can be hard to do that right off the bat. So just looking forward to hitting the road with the team again, and get after it down in Arizona.
Yeah, a lot of positives to take away, and now you get to look ahead towards tomorrow, RJGA Palm Valley Classic over in Arizona for both the men and the women. What are you expecting out of this weekend for your women?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a huge event for us and a huge week, especially to potentially get into regional rankings conversations would be awesome. But it is the largest field we'll see all year. I think there's 21 teams, huge head-to-head region between Texas schools that we just don't see as much, and then over on the West Coast with California and Arizona, and obviously the Great Northwest Athletic Conference teams as well. So really scoreable golf course. Every single one of our players, aside from our freshman Haley, has seen the golf course. I think it's a golf course that suits our game really well. Larger green complexes, but still very gettable. Only a couple holes that can get a smidge tricky, but just another great opportunity to see some awesome competition and some awesome teams that are ranked in the top 20 in our nation, actually, and see what we can do against them. Speak
about top 20. Coach Bahr right here, she's receiving votes nationally.
Not me, it's the team. It's all the team. I give them the credit. Team
doing the effort on the women's side. But, Coach, you got a flight to catch.
I sure do.
Well, Coach, I'll let you take off to that. Coach Bahr, thank you for the time. That's all the time that we have for the men's and women's golf show. We'll be back again soon with another installment of the Coaches Show for St. Martin's men's and women's golf. And as always, it's a great day to be a Saint.